Hello dear Housebreakers, today we are going to talk about Pokémon. What else? I mean, everybody is playing it, it has a lot of hype around it, and I've made some videos about it already, but this time I wanted to have a serious talk about some of the latest news and updates, specifically the update 0.31, more like Pokémon Zero. Very specific bugs and issues lately which made some people really mad, and I mean actually a lot of people, and people are starting to giving very bad ratings on, let's say, the Play Store and the App Store. All of them are giving 1-star reviews at the moment, just because the famous 3 footstep bug has now sort of been fixed or just deleted in general. And well, the people are not really content with it. So I wanted to talk about it myself, my experiences. Of course, I played this game as well, and I have some stuff to say about it too. So I have the update sheet right next to me with all the updated topics described down in the new functions on the Play Store, because I have an Android phone. And let's see what they added and what they changed in the latest update. So the first one I can see here is that the avatars are now customizable even after you made them. So we all, of course, had to make some kind of customization or a character in the beginning of the game, and we couldn't really change it afterwards, which was, I mean, not a game-breaking bug or something which affected the game in a bad way, but it was nice that they added it now, and we can change it afterwards, because some people just rushed through it and just made some kind of default, very standard character, and now they are feeling like it doesn't really represent them, or it doesn't really show any character. So now you can change it afterwards, which is quite a good addition, so I'm quite happy about that. Then we have a whole list of refined, improved and adjusted stuff, like the battles and the text and the gym animations and the Pokemon animations. So a lot of fixes and a lot of memory issues are in here as well, which is always good, of course. I think one of the best updated or optimized stuff is now the text, because each Pokemon has a CP, a combat power, of a certain number. And they updated the text to be a little more clear and a little more well designed, that it's easier to read all these numbers in a long list. The previous one wasn't necessarily really bad, but I think this changes a little bit better to see clearly which one is high and which one is low. So I quite like that as well. And then, of course, the big issue which bothered a lot of people was the 3-step bug, and it was basically, shortly summarized, it was every Pokemon in the right bottom corner which was nearby had 1, 2 or 3 footsteps under them, which decided how far it will be. So for example, a Magikarp with 1 footstep would be much closer to me than a Magikarp with 3 footsteps. Not that anybody wants a Magikarp, of course, because you have to get a fucking 400 of them. But still, that's a short explanation for what it was. And basically, since day 1, it wasn't really working, and every Pokemon just had 3 footsteps, no matter where they were. So that was really annoying for some players, because the main feature of the footsteps is to know which one are close by and which ones are far away. And if that doesn't work, it takes the point of looking for them away, I think. Some people think like that. So for me, I of course had the same issue as well. My footsteps were broken too. But I think removing them, I mean, if you would have to choose between having 3 footsteps everywhere or just none, I think I wouldn't be so mad about having none. Then I at least would prefer the no footsteps instead of all 3, because now it's just randomized and you still have to look for them. And now it's a bit more randomized because you have to look for everyone and you don't know which one is close and which one is far. So let's say you have a random Pokemon you really want and you don't know how far it is, it encourages you to look for it, and even if you don't find it in the first 5 minutes, you really want it and you have to keep searching. So it still motivates players to go out and look for them, but of course the best case scenario would be that the footsteps work again. I think in the end it's still a better method, because some people just don't have a lot of time or just want to go for that specific Pokemon, and then the footsteps would be a bit better. But for a player like me who has a little bit more time and just likes to walk or ride my bike, it doesn't really bother me as much as I think some other people are bothered by it, that the Pokemon don't really show up as close by or far away. I just search wherever I can, and which one I find I catch, and if it's a good one, yay for me, and otherwise, well, I'll keep looking for the good one. So I'm not really that bothered by it, but I'm quite bothered by the fact that people are now just giving 1-star reviews everywhere and saying game's bad just because of this little bug alone. I think it's not really a good thing to say I'm going to give a bad review, even though I've been playing this game non-stop for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. I don't know how long it has been so far, but I mean, these people are probably playing it day in, day out, and still they decide to give it a 1-star just because of this little bug. They describe why they give the 1-star, and they always say, yeah, well, I'm really bothered by it, and this made the game good and now it's gone, and all this stuff. But I don't think it's really justified to break apart the game or a developer just by one little bug, and I think they're still working on it to get it fixed again. So I mean, to have played this game and enjoyed it so much, and then criticizing it just for one small thing and breaking it apart, giving it only 1-star, is a bit hypocrite, and I wouldn't do this myself ever. I think if I would rate it now, I would give it about a 4, because I really enjoy the game. I've enjoyed Pokemon since I was 3 years old, so it's not really justified that I would give it a bad rating just because one thing bothers me inside of the game. Because almost every other feature I think is really nice. The servers have been a bit of an issue in the beginning, but it's been quite stable for me lately, so I don't really have a lot to criticize about. So if I would rate it now, I would give it about 4 stars. So my biggest question, of course, is to you guys. I'm making the videos for you and I'm talking about this for you, and it really interests me what you guys think about it, my subscribers, or you as the viewer right now. What is your opinion on this? Could you give this app a bad review just because of one little bug? Have you enjoyed the app at all? How much would you rate it? While we're at it, we can as well just put a sort of a hashtag on it. Why not? Just so we can start a little hype about it. Let's say we're going to use the hashtag make Pokemon great again, and let's spam it everywhere. It's not like it really needs to be great again, because it always has been great, but for those people who are giving it bad reviews just of this little bug, maybe we can call it hashtag Pokémon GO footsteps alert or something like that. I will put it in the description which ones I would like to use, but just spam it everywhere. I mean, like this video if you think you like the game, dislike it if you think you would give it a bad review, but anyway, I hope you enjoy it. I enjoy it. I wouldn't really rate it that bad. I would give it a 5. These small bugs don't really annoy me that much that I would give it such a bad review. I mean, it's justified to give 1 star if you really don't like anything about the app at all, but I think if all the rest works and it's a great overall experience, you should just give it what you think it deserves, and not just a 1 because of one little minor issue or whatever. So that's what I have to say about it. The conclusion is I'm not really that bothered by it, a small issue, because every game is going to have some issues and some bugs, especially when it's this big and so many players are playing at the same time. So just give it a little bit of time and it will get better over time. They're still updating it, they're still actively working on it, so just give it a little love and a little time. So this was Housebreaker. Peace out.